Ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here. Welcome to the Daily Update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is down 0.2% on the S&P and NASDAQ, pretty much flat. Semiconductor Dow, they're down about 0.5% each. Small caps, transport, banks, and energy did get hit today. Negative 1% or more. However, we got biotech flat. We got healthcare flat. Home builders pretty much flat. Utilities flat. Emerging market down 0.5%. However, retail got hit 2.3% negative. Bitcoin is up 3% there. Gold up, silver up, GDX up, dollar down, US oil down, treasury bond up. VIX popped a little bit. Let's look at the S&P 500 ETF. Spider, 65-minute chart here. So it looks like this is where we closed last night. This is where we opened today. And with that, there was a little bit of gap here, down gap, right? That was open. So on the first hour, came back down to retest that short-term moving average, got right back up there. Second hour, hang around. Third hour, see what's important about the third hour is that though it really didn't amount to much, you see the upper wick here with that bull, because in the intra hour on the third hour, what happened was that gap got filled. See, it's better for the bulls if that down gap gets filled right away. If that gap wasn't filled, I reckon there could have been some kind of a more downside shenanigans today. And I think because that down gap was filled quickly, we pretty much moved sideways all day long. And then if the down gap was still open, bears can utilize that to push it even more going into tomorrow. So I think on the third hour, bulls did a good job filling that down gap quickly, and that's why we saw that long, high wave, spin top candle there. A lot of up and down movement. And the fourth hour, it kind of calmed down, right? You can see right there, fifth hour, same thing, sixth hour, same thing. After that gap was filled, we pretty much hung around there. So 467.88, obviously that's the current support area, microterm support, coinciding with that short-term moving average, right? That level has been holding here. That has a pretty impressive resume looking in the short-term, mid-term, support, resistance, support. So what can we make of today's price action? And, what can we expect going into tomorrow? So, well, 467.88 is a current microterm support. If we do lose that, 467.05 is the next level of support. But I think if we lose this short-term moving average here, things could get hectic. I think there's a good chance. I actually do have a secondary short-term moving average I just put on today. You see that pink, not pink, but like blue dotted moving average here. Well, that guy is currently residing at 465. So I think if we do lose 467.68, that short-term moving average, and if we end the day, we're talking tomorrow, next couple of days or something like that, if we end the day beneath the short-term moving average, because the short-term moving average is currently supporting the buyers. So if we get below it and end the day beneath it, I think it's going to act as resistance, and the price is going to bring back down to retest that 465 and this, ultimately potentially this gap area here, right? So it's best if the bulls want to kind of continue with this momentum that it has built last, 3-4 sessions or so, because we do have an uptrend, don't we not? Right? We got the low, higher low, high, higher high, low, higher high, higher low. We have uptrend, right? We were met with the overhead supply at all-time high level resistance here, right? So a little bit of selling that occurring at that vicinity. But if the bulls want to continue with this momentum to the upside, they must protect the price to stay above the short-term moving average. And should there be any kind of gap down or something like that, if bulls want to continue, not gap down, but should there be any kind of like intra-hour, move beneath that short-term moving average, like come down and, take 467.05, and then, if this thing goes right back on the second or third hour, that's better. If it can come down in the intra-hour or intra-day to tag next level support, but it must get right back up. What I'm saying is, if the price comes down and then stays below it when the day ends, well, that's going to be the problem. Because what's going to happen is prior support is now going to act as resistance. If that happens, price is going to come down, retest my secondary short-term moving average, which is 465.07, and bears gonna eye on, you know, filling this gap at 464. So, you know, bulls gotta break above it. It will be important if bulls wanna continue with this move, this momentum that has been built the last, you know, 4 or 5 sessions. They need to see a bullish move tomorrow. First 2 hours, gap up will be the best case scenario, and hold that gap up and then get above here. Let's see. I'm going to put in this level right here, right there. See that? But it has to get above 468.76 and stay above 468.76 first 2 hours. And then if we can see something like that, there's a good chance bulls gonna get back up to the all-time high level and go after 472, right? If not, you guys know what's gonna happen with the short-term moving average, and then, you know, some sort of a shenanigan could happen, 465, 464. Let's check out that oscillator and see if we can extract any more information. So this is what we talked about. I've been talking about this entire week, that bulls must go all the way up to the top of its band and tag the top band and flex that muscle a little bit, because if you don't, bulls gonna come back. And you can see there was attempt here, it failed, and with that oscillator is pretty much you know, waterfall right now. It's not, you know what I'm saying, this thing right now, the oscillator is pretty much, you know, supporting the bears at this point, right? So price staying above short-term moving average, oscillator is curling down. So on this, bulls can act very quickly, like it has to be tomorrow. Bulls have to see a bullish move tomorrow, end the day with a strong note, or I think there will be downturn shenanigans, 465, 464, right? I'll come back for you. We'll reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening and good luck trading tomorrow.